Okay, so tonight we're gonna look through what has happened last week. We're gonna start to also plan for this week, taking a look at the weekly analysis. All right. So we're gonna start with the DXY. Right now, so we're at a very interesting area on the DXY. Right now, last week I would have told you guys, look for the DXY to continue dropping into this zone, right? And then once we get into this zone, we need to pay close attention to what the DXY does next. Okay, so I'm gonna go up to the daily just to give you an idea. So on the daily time frame, like I would have shown you last week, we had a break of structure, right? So you can see structure breaking on the daily time frame. So these highs were taken out, these highs were taken out here, right? So what we had was a break and a retest. Now, before we, jump ahead and say, okay, well, we're looking for the DXY to go up or down, etc. We need to take that into account that we had a break of structure, right? On the daily time frame and a retest, right? Now, also, I would have shown you here a trend line, right? So we can recognize a trend that has started around the 25th of May this year, right? Came back and tested, and now possibly looking to get another test before we continue the uptrend. But we don't want to assume, that, the DXY is gonna test the trend line and go up or break the trend line and continue to fall. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna put some facts together, right? Now, we already know, okay, we're approaching the trend line, one. So we are approaching this daily trend line here, right? So obviously there is a possibility that, the DXY comes down, touch here, and continue to go up as a retest. We also broke structure here and here, right? So structure was broken, right? We had a break. We currently retesting structure, so everybody could see that right now we are testing structure that was broken. Okay, so coming from that, if I go down to the 1 hour time frame, right? So I'm gonna jump a few time frames down. What I have here, I'm gonna put on my MACD, right? What we have here, we have the 1 hour high and we have 1 hour lows here as well. Okay, so we had a break in structure. We had a 1 hour break. Everybody could see this was the 1 hour break that we had. We had a break in structure, a retest of the structure, and then, a small continuation down. So everybody could see how the breaking structure works, right? And this is a valid example because the strategy is really a break of structure, retest, and then look to get in for your trade, right? And this is an excellent example of it, right? We got a break, retest, could look to sell here, and look to exit the trade anywhere around here. So this would have been a fantastic setup here. Okay, now what are we looking at next with the DXY? I don't want you to assume. I am not going to assume. This is what I am going to say. Right now, we are consolidating a bit. Okay, so before we start to, assume where the market is going to go, we're going to wait for a break in structure again, right? Either to the upside or to the downside. That's what I want you guys to wait for. Right? To be on the safe side of things. Right? Wait for a break in structure That way you can be clear on the direction that the market is looking to go, right? So again, we don't want to be guessing. We want to be confident when we're trading, right? We want to be very confident. So similar to this, where let's say, for example, if we didn't know where the market was going here, we had, if we move this, but no, let's look at this area here, right? We had a breaking structure. So this is structure here, right? This was the 1 hour low. Everybody look here, right? Actually, let me move this. Let's do this. Let's do this, right? Let's break it down. So price moving flat, everybody can see consolidation, right? You would wait. It's important that you wait. So you wait for breaking structure, retest, get him for yourself, or look for price to break to the upside, retest, and get him for your buy, right? So we let price play out. We see that we had structure breaking to the downside, and everybody could see that, right? So we had a breaking structure to the downside. Structure was broken. Everybody could see that here, right? Structure was broken here. So if I am looking at getting in to this trade because I've gotten confirmation that structure was broken to the downside, I am looking to sell. Where do I get in on this trade? We're going to look for that area of imbalance, right? Looking for that area of imbalance, right? Let me just go up time frames, get the imbalance candle. Right, so in this zone, so area of imbalance, we had a break, we wait for the retest, and then we look to sell. Right, so let's see how the market plays out. Right, so we had a break, a retest. Now we look to get him for ourselves. Right, we want to look at selling around this zone. Okay, so everybody sees that, right? So this is a good example. Price was in consolidation. We identify structure. We had our 1 hour high up here and our 1 hour low, right? We're waiting for a breaking structure to decide how we're going to take our trade, right? So if price had broke to the upside, then we would have planned for our buy entry. Price broke to the downside, we plan for our sell entry, and then we look to enter for our sell. Okay, so I just wanted to show that so you guys can see. Right, and then the same thing happened here. And once you follow the MACD, it's easy for you to find what is your 1 hour high, what is your 1 hour low. It is easy. It's easier then you guessing support and resistance and trying to figure out, you know, if this is support, maybe this is support, maybe this is resistance. But if you use the MACD, right, it simplifies it for you. So you can see that the MACD crossed over here to give us another high. So this would have been our 1 hour, our current 1 hour high based off of price break in this structure. This would have been the next 1 hour high here, and this would have been the low, right? This would have been the low. So if we were looking again, right, because we would have gone in when price came back up, tested our structure. So we had a break and retest, look to sell, right? Let's say that you had missed that trade, and that is okay, because I want you guys to be okay with sometimes you might miss your entry. Do not chase trades. It's very important that you don't chase trades, right? The market is going to set back up for you to get an opportunity to take a buy or sell again. But getting in when the move is already happening, the move is already halfway there, you know, is one of the biggest mistakes that traders tend to make. And you don't want to be doing that. There's a reason why they say, you know, buy high and sell low. Sorry, buy low and sell high. Right? Buy low and sell high. So this is selling high. Because when you get in here from the breakout and retest, then you get to participate in this entire move. You get to participate in this entire move. All right. And now the market again is consolidating, and we're looking at, you know, what position we can take on this trade. Wait for a breaking structure, right? So you have the 1 hour high here. We already know this is the 1 hour low. We wait. And there you go, structure is broken. So now you can start to set back up for your sell again, right? Now you can set back up for your sell again. Structure is broken. And once structure is broken, right? Once structure is broken, let's get that imbalance zone, right? That's your imbalance zone there. We wait for retest into the imbalance zone, and then we look to sell. Let's see what happens now. Here we go. Look at that. Right? Again, another beautiful setup of waiting for a price to retest the zone once structure is broken. Right? So we had a break in structure, we had a retest, we identified our imbalance candle, we wait for price to come back up into our imbalance zone, and then we look to take our sell. In other words, we sold high. So we was able to participate in the entire move. And that's how I want you guys to trade. Right? That's how I want you guys to trade. I don't want you to be, you know, looking to get into a trade when it's already halfway in its move. Trying to get him when the move is already down here. And then some people are caught in a pullback, or the trade moves completely opposite to what they expected of it. And then, you know, you're wondering why. And you have all the ways. Right? So that's what I tell you guys, plan. It's good to plan. Plan your setups. right? Don't guess the market. Let the market tell you and show you what it's gonna do, right? So if you see price consolidating, wait for a break. Yes, we all want to catch trades every single day. We want to make money every single day. We do. I would love to. I would love to get into every trade too, you know? But to me, in my opinion, that's not being a good trader. That's not being an analytical trader. You need to plan the setup. All right. So with the DXY right now, right, we're consolidating, and everybody could see that. Right. This was the last 1 hour high here, and this is the low here. So we're gonna wait, right? Just like the examples that I would have shown you over here with price breaking, retesting, and selling. Breaking, retesting, and selling twice. We're gonna wait again. Wait for price to tell you exactly what it's gonna do. So we're gonna wait for that break. Once we get the break, we identify our imbalance candle, and then we look for entry. So let's wait and see what happens with the DXY. Okay. So we're gonna watch that for this week to see what happens. One thing I want to do before I go on to the other peers is to talk about alerts, because we get so busy day in and night out, sometimes we forget that this is a peer or this is something, you know, we were watching and stuff like that. Alerts, let alerts be your best friend. That's how I know that my trades are setting up, they're ready, or, you know, structure was broken, or I just got a retest. I utilize alerts. Right, and I want you guys to really start using them because it helps you.
Current alerts in the free trading view, or that's only in the paid one?
So you have one alert in the free trading view. In the paid one, you can use as many. I think you have 10 on the I think you have 10 on the premium, and then the one above that you have unlimited. So if you are using the free trading view alerts, you can utilize the call levels app, right? Now, wanted to know about the call levels app, it will tell you, well, this price point has been met, right? Because call levels is not trading view. So it will tell you that that price has hit your price point, right? But it's not going to, well, I don't know if it has gone an update since then, but it's not going to, you know, give you a ringtone. Like, it's not gonna have a tone set to it or anything like that. It's just gonna show up in your notifications as call level met, or whatever notes you have on the call level, right? Whereas trading view, when I get a notification in on my phone from trading view, it gives me all the notes. The call level will too, but you have to go into it to see exactly what notes you have set on it. But the notifications that show up on my phone for trading view would be whatever I have set as the title of my alert. So if I come here and I am waiting for this break in structure, right? And I put here crossing up the XY horizontal line, right? My alert name, whatever I put my alert name as is what shows up in my notification list or my notification bar, right? So I would say, so for this one. All right, DXY break a structure to the upside, so I know that the DXY is pushing to the upside. Right, and then for down here, and this is just me, this is my preference because I'm not always at my computer. Right, so this works for me. Setting alerts, especially for my favorite setups, the ones that I love the most. Right, you can set alerts on TradingView for horizontal lines, trend lines, horizontal rays, even on the MACD itself, you can set alerts all over TradingView. Right, so I'm gonna go into more detail of that between today and Tuesday. But I really want you guys to focus on alerts. It's gonna help you. All right, so let's look at EU. So obviously, like I showed you guys just now, the DXY is consolidating. So the majors more than likely will be consolidating as well. Okay, now if you follow EU with me, right? This was your 1 hour high when price was down here, right? Structure was broken to the upside. So this high was taken out, right? This was your 1 hour high. This high was taken out here. Right? We had a break in structure, price retested structure, and then it continued up. Everybody can see that? Right? So you had price continuing. Now, if you look at the MACD as well, this became the next 1 hour high here. Right? So you had again another break in structure, retest, and then price went up. So everybody sees that, right?
Yeah.
Good. So what am I looking at with Euro USD? Now, like I said, the majors will be consolidating because of the DXY. I am looking for EU to push up. I will admit, right? I am looking for EU to continue up. Okay. We had a nice break, nice retest, looking for price to push up now, right? And break these highs. So what I am looking for, I'm gonna drop down to lower time frames. All right, I'm gonna drop down to the 15-minute time frame to look for my 15-minute breaking structure. Right, and this is it here. So we might be able to get a trade tomorrow morning during London. What we're gonna wait for, we're gonna wait for structure to break, retest on the 15-minute time frame, and then we can look to take the buy up. Right? So that's what we want to wait for. So no break, no entry. So wait for M15 break of structure. and retest, then look to buy. No break, no entry. Right? Now, if we get this break to the upside and the retest, please use this as your first take profit because this is the 1 hour high. So this will be TP1 because if this doesn't break, then price is gonna reject and fall. Right? So break on the M15, retest, you can look to enter. This will be take profit 1 or watch price here. If you guys are not using this as a TP1, watch price here. Once we get a solid body candle breaking, you could continue to hold the trade and you can hold it to here, but manage your trade as well. Move your stop loss up, make sure you manage your trade. All right, so that's your first trade setup. Once we get a break and a retest here on the M15 time frame, you guys can look to enter for the buy, right? Watch price here at 116,655. Once we get a clear break of this 1 hour structure, then we can look to take EU all the way up. Okay, so that's your first setup for the week. Okay, so let's look at GU, see what's happening here now. All right, so what we had here, we had 1 hour, the 1 hour high over here breaking. We had a break, retest, price continued up. Right, just fix this. Right, so the 30 minutes. So the GU, not as attractive as EU. Not as attractive as EU. All right. All right, so with GU, because it's not as attractive, wait for a break on the 1 hour time frame. Wait for a break, retest, get in, or break, retest, get in. Right? So that price break goes to this consolidation. right? Similar setup to this. You see how you had a break, retest, nice move up. You want to wait for that same type of setup now to take place on GU. So let the market set up. Okay, so that's GU. So you can keep your eyes on that. Okay, so AUD USD. We go up to forward time frame, right? So we had a nice clean break of 4-hour structure. Everybody can see that. Okay, so you can see price brought to the upside, retest, continued up. Price brought here as well, right? So this 4-hour high was taken out. Now, what am I looking at on AUD USD? So as much as we had this structure, let me just show you guys for the purpose of this video, right? This was a 1-hour high here. Right here, this was a 1-hour high. Right? Everybody see? They crossed over, created a high here. And we had a nice break. Right? So what I'm looking at is for price to come back into this zone. Just gonna move this line so that you guys understand now. Right? Looking for price to come into this zone and then look to buy. Right? On top of that break, right? Price also gave me an imbalanced candle right here. So I had a break of structure. I also have an imbalanced candle. So if you're asking me why I want price to come down to here, is because I have this imbalanced candle. So I'm looking for this imbalance to be filled and then for price to continue to the upside. So I'm going to watch price. All right. So this is my entry potential. All right, so definitely looking for this move, price to come into this zone, retest, and then continue up. All right, NZUSD, same thing. So everybody can see they have a nice imbalance zone here. I would like to see price come into my imbalance zone, fill it, and then continue to the upside. Right? So everybody can see this high was taken out. So I'm looking for this retest. Let's turn out just a bit. Nice 4-hour imbalance candle as well. So I'm looking for price to come into this zone, retest, and then continue to the upside. That's on NZUSD. So everybody could see the setup, right? Had a nice break, retest, continuation to the upside. Right? Right, so watch price here. Okay, USD chef. All right, so you chef. And this is a fantastic example here. Let me just show you. So last week we were looking at USD chef, and I told you guys this was the high, right? And price was here. I said wait for break of structure and retest and then look to buy. What happened? Price never broke structure, so you don't buy. Price never broke structure. So you see why I say that is important for structure to break. Right? It's important for structure to break. Wait for that break. Wait for that imbalanced candle to form. Then look to plan your entry. So this is a great example here. Price broke here. This is your imbalance area. Price broke structure, came back, retested it into your imbalance zone, and then continued to sell. And you can see that. So this was a nice setup for sell. Right? So now what do we have? So price never came up, brought that 1 hour structure. So that did not play out. But what do we have now? We have a new 1 hour high, which is here. Now we have this 1 hour low. Price broke the 1 hour low. Right? So I'm looking for price now to retest and possibly continue to the downside. Right? That's the move that I am looking at. Oh, you shall. All right. Let's look at USD Cad. Now USD Cad has been in this consolidation for well over a week. Right? And I had this as my 1 hour high. I'm still going to leave it at that. But no, I still want to see price breaking. Right? This is a 1 hour low. This is a high. I am going to wait for price to break. I'm not going to plan a trade for USD Cad as yet. Right? Based on how USD Cad is moving, where it is currently is at the bottom of this descending channel. I am looking at USD Cad to break to the upside, but I'm not going to plan my trade as yet. The only thing that I'm going to tell you guys is to wait for breaking structure. Wait for structure to be broken, retest it, then look to plan your move. You don't want to get him before then. You don't want it to be a case that price comes here and you think it's gonna break to the upside and you get him for your buy, and then price rejects here and sell. Because if that happens and you lose the trade, the way you lost the trade will be, well, price never broke this high. It was not broken. Price is still in this consolidation. So you want to wait, right? So wait for USD Cad to break structure, right? Identify your 1 hour high, identify your 1 hour low, wait for structure to be broken. Right? So this is something that we could watch for this week. We could wait and see what happens. I'm not gonna plan for it right now, but I do have it in my outlook as a potential setup. Once I get that break, then I will plan for my trade. Until then, I'm just gonna keep it in my outlook. But it's looking nice. Okay. So there we go. Okay, so that's USD Cad. No, USD JPY. Let's look at these JPYs for a bit. From 2 weeks ago, I told you guys, keep your eyes on the JPY. They will start to, you know, set up for a sell move. They will start to drop soon because they need to retest. They've been buying for the last 3 to 4 weeks, right? So now we're starting to get some movement to the downside. So I'm happy to see that because we can start to plan for our trades here now, right? So with the JPY, as I was looking at this today, planning my setups, and what we have, just gonna adjust it a bit. We have this 1 hour low. Okay. We also have here 1 hour high. So we have the high, the last 1 hour high, right? The last 1 hour low. Okay. So, right, and price also starting to respect this downtrend, this trend line here as well. So what am I looking for? Now that structure was broken, we have a clean break of structure, right? I'm gonna wait for retest, and then I'm gonna look to sell. So that's my move on USD JPY. We have a clean break of 1 hour of this 1 hour low. Structure was broken. Wait for the retest, right? So 2 areas for possible retest: 1 hour structure and this trend line. Right? So right? So watch price here for retest and then look to sell. Right, the overall on USD JPY, this is what you have. Last 4-hour high. So what am I looking for? Because price broke the 4-hour high and kept going. We never got a retest. So what am I looking for USD JPY to do? Looking for that retest now to happen, right? A structure. And for price to come and fill all of this. So definitely keep your eyes on the JPYs for this week. I said this 2 weeks ago, but the sell was not ready, and that's fine because we wait for our setups. All right. So definitely this week, do not miss the moves on the JPYs. Because all of them look the same. I'm gonna jump to Euro JPY for you to see. Okay. Now, what I did realize with these JPYs were that some of them, the 1-hour low was not broken. Some of them I had to drop down to the 30-minute time frame. Some of them I could, you know, analyze it based off of the 1-hour. So this, the last 1-hour low is all down here. This is on your JPY. Right? 4-hour low down here as well. Okay. So what I noticed today was that I had to drop down to my 30-minute time frame to find my last low. Right? Now I have a 30-minute low here. I have a 30-minute low here as well. All right, so where are we on these? What am I looking at? Okay. So there's no imbalance candle as yet. And besides this, on the 15-minute time frame, and that was taken out. So I wouldn't plan a move for Euro JPYs yet. This price has come right back up into here. So I won't plan for this as yet. You can plan for USD JPY because it is a clean setup. But because we didn't get a 1-hour break on EJ, so I had to drop down to 30-minute and we can see what price is doing. What I would suggest is that we wait again for your JPY, right? We wait for price to break, give us a nice solid break, and form an imbalance candle. That's what I would do with this. So nothing on this right now, right? Wait for solid and strong break, a nice imbalance candle to form, and then we can plan how we're going to trade your JPY. But for now, I'll leave it. All right, let's jump to JPY. Okay. So GJ has the same situation, similar situation to your JPY, where a 1 hour low is actually all down here. 4 hour low down here. So I had to drop to the 30-minute time frame. You can see we had a nice clean break of structure on the 30-minute time frame. What I'm looking at on GJ looks better than EJ is that I'm looking for this to retest. I'm gonna watch here, but I'm looking because we had a nice strong solid break. So I'm looking at a retest here and then a continuation to the downside. Right, so I'm gonna watch that. Right, this might happen during London. I'm going to talk about London shortly as well. Right, so watch this for break and retest and continuation to the downside. Right, moving on to, so everybody should know as well, if you look at the 4 hour time frame, right, I'm looking for GJ to do the same thing as UJ, which is to come and test 4 hour structure, right, which is this zone here. And I would have identified this zone 2 weeks ago. Right, so wait for price to retest, come down, and that should be a nice move. Our JPY, same thing. Right, the 1 hour low is actually here. Right here, on JPY. Right, this is 1 hour low. If I drop to the 30-minute time frame, you can see that this is a 30-minute low. Right, this is a 30-minute high. Right, so I'm looking for price to continue down, to be honest. I'm gonna watch to see how it respects this trend line, and I'm looking for price to continue to the downside. So don't enter this right now as yet. No, wait. Let's see if price just respects the trend line and then continues to push down. Therefore, what I would love to see is similar thing that happened here, right? So you see how we had a break, price came over on the MACD, gave us a retest, and then we could have gotten into our sell on that retest, right? I want to see a similar thing happening now, where I wait for price to come over, give me another retest, and then I look for my sell entry in my retest. So watch price here on JPY. Let it MACD come around, give us a retest, and then we could potentially look at ourselves. Right, so hopefully that was clear on the MACD. Because remember how the MACD works. If you can't remember, you can revert to a video that I would have posted on YouTube over a month ago. I posted in the channel as well, right? I will send it over again as well, but it's the same MACD retest days, right? So once price comes over, right, look for that sell. So same thing and what happened here. Waiting for that retest, price to come over, MACD to come over to give us the retest, and then look to sell. Same situation. Same thing. Right? And last but not least, on the JPYs, same thing for CAD JPY. So let's look at CAD JPY first. Similar situation. The 1 hour low is down here. The 4 hour low is down here, and the high is here, right? So I'm looking for CAD JPY to drop and at least come here as a start, because this is a nice 4 hour imbalance candle here, guys. So when I drop to the 1 hour time frame, as I showed you guys before, the 1 hour low is down here. So I have to drop to the 30-minute time frame. And in this case, this is the 30-minute low. The low is broken, right? Also respecting this trend line, downtrend happening. So what am I waiting for? Same thing as all JPY. Same thing, right? Watch this area. There is a possibility that price will consolidate here until it gets to the trend line and then start to make its move down. While price is actually consolidating here, all right? We want to wait for that retest, just like how we had it here. So you see price came over, gave us a retest, and then we had a drop. We want that same thing to happen here. Wait for that retest, and then we can participate in the drop. So let the MACD come around. Okay. No, so that is it for the JPYs. Gold. Someone asked me to look at gold today. So gold, I mean, I'm not really a big fan of gold right now, to be honest. But what I will say is that this was my last 1 hour high, and that high was taken out. Price broke that structure, retest, right? So no, I am probably looking at price coming back into this zone for a retest and then a continuation to the upside. But I'm not a big fan of gold right now. But that's my analysis on it. Right, that was my analysis on gold. Getting a retest here and then a continuation to the upside. right? EURCAD, I think, is my final setup that I like for the week. EURCAD still consolidating, right? Still consolidating. So my analysis overall is still this, waiting for that consolidation to break to the upside or the downside, and then look to plan your trade. However, right? We have a really nice imbalance candle here. So let me drop to my 15-minute time frame. And price, right, is actually, it actually broke my 15-minute high. Right? So what I would love to do and to catch to start the week would be price coming into this imbalance zone and then continuing to push to the upside. Right? This will be my take profit. So I will be coming out at 144.366 personally. So this is just a small move. Once I get price come into my imbalance zone, I would take a buy, right, to here. Nice 70 pip move. So that's what I'm waiting for. Right? It's not often that I would look at trades while they're in consolidation, but that imbalance candle is beautiful, right? So I have it marked up for you guys as well. So notice I'm coming out here. Once price comes here, if it breaks to the upside, then I will wait for another break and retest, and then I will look to enter, right, for long-term buy. But for short-term move, wait for price to come into this imbalance zone and then look to buy. I like this. I love this imbalance candle, right? Really, really nice imbalance candle here. So just waiting for price to come into that imbalance zone, and then we could take this nice 70 pip move up. Right, so I would love to start the week with that. And then the others as they start to form, right? So my favorites for the week, guys, JPYs for sure. Keep your eyes on them. Some of them are not as attractive as the others. So choose wisely. Choose wisely, right? You have 1 hour structure on USD JPY. So to me, that's a better setup than Euro JPY for sure. So you could look at UJ, GJ, AJ, and CAD. EJ, I'm not confident about it. At least not right now. Right? So UJ, GJ, AJ, and CAD. Those four for sure, you can keep your eyes on those. Definitely. Right? Along with that, I like EU, I like AU, NU, and EURCAD. So outside of the JPYs, EU, AU, NU, and EURCAD for sure. I love those four. So those are my favorites for this week. You guys can keep your eyes on them, monitor them. Definitely EURCAD. You may get that move tomorrow morning, so you can get a nice 70 pip move to start the week. And then keep your eyes on the others as they start to set up. That's EU, AU, NU, and EURCAD, right? The JPYs, monitor them. Probably leave out your JPY unless you find a nice imbalanced candle that form. I'll leave it out. But the others, you can look at planning for them. All right. Any questions?